Hey guys, it's MJ, and today we're going to talk about the Page of Cups. And is that a shark in that cup? Well, actually, the truth is here, I just don't know how to draw fish apparently very well, because when I created this card, it was not my intention to draw a shark, but maybe my subconscious mind sent the signal down from my brain to my hand. And I do draw on a computer, so things aren't always maybe as perfect as they could be, but yeah, no, it does look like a shark. So for those of you who call it a shark, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna say, it was not intentional, but sure, it's a shark. It was supposed to be the fish like the Page of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck. When I was making this deck, when I got to the Page of Cups, I wanted to create a similar story. I wanted to create a similar image in that we have the beach, we have the water for your intuition. I added the crab and the starfish because for balance in the imagery, and because they're elements of the sea. The background here, we have this pattern with the moons, and that was a signal that your intuition is going to play a role here in the situation. And it's about creativity as well, perhaps seeing the world from the perspective of a child, how a child might see the world. So I tried to keep as close to the the messages and the imagery in the Rider-Waite deck as possible, while making it a little bit more fun in respect to it being a crow. So the story of this crow is that it went to the beach looking for food. Here in Seattle, we have beaches that we have tons of crows on the beaches, and when it's low tide, they like to come down and pick at the tide pools and hunt for food. Well, the story of this crow is that it went to the beach, it found a cup with a tide pool in it, and inside that cup is a fish. And of course, the crow, his instincts would say, just gobble up that fish. But because he was feeling more open-hearted, because he was allowing some wonder to come into his world, when the fish popped up, he didn't just gobble it up. Instead, he allowed that fish the time to speak, and he opened the door for a new experience. He opened the door to get more information, and he let his imagination perhaps lead the way. And so this card here for the Page of Cups is about opening your mind up, opening up that creative process as well, when you join your heart and your mind together, and you allow for the unusual, you allow for things to be a little bit different. You're not so rigid, right, in how you feel. You feel more open to expressing yourself, and then allowing others to express themselves. And that's where you get that equal exchange, you get that exchange of ideas. And this is what we have going on here with this Page of Cups. The crow is listening to the fish, who, by the way, in this story that I have in the guidebook, the fish reveals to the crow that although, yes, he could eat this fish and he could have a tasty little treat, if he were to go to the other side of the beach, he would find far more food. And so this is where you open yourself up to perhaps somebody who you may discount, or you may not take so seriously. You may feel as though they're not on par with you. But when you open yourself up to them and you see them a little bit differently, you let your creativity come in a bit, that's when you're able to get information that may be beneficial for you. So that's what we have going on here with the Page of Cups. This is also like one of my favorite cards in this idea of like having this water come in on the beach and recede. And it's just a lovely thought of having a fish, share information with you. It reminds me of the Mr. Limpet. What was it? I can't remember. Maybe somebody can post it. It's not It's not the Marvelous Mr. Limpet. That's the Marvelous Miss Mavel. It's something Mr. Limpet. It was a movie when I was a kid, and I just remember how he became a fish. But anyway, that's what we have with the Page of Cups. Next one is going to be on the story of the Five of Pentacles and what's going on with these crows here, and I'll show you the meanings between the two and what we have as far as symbolism in respect to the tree and how it differs a little bit from the Rider-Waite, but not much. So if you're learning Rider-Waite, check out more of my videos here, as this deck is completely based on Rider-Waite. It was my first deck, and I used it as a tool to learn. I used art as a tool to learn. So when I created the imagery, I really did try to kind of keep in that vein of the Rider-Waite. So if you're learning Rider-Waite and you want to use the crow to show you the way, stick with me, all right? Subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.